Sup nerds, today we have Magna-X DNA versus Chronicle. I start off by hatching Demi V, evoing a V, and then playing Davison Kin for 4. Best card in the deck. Chris hatches Doraemon, evos into Dorumon. Evos into that guy for 2. And then plays Yuji to choke me to 1. I stay in the back, play Worm for free off of the Davison Kin, add the Elijahmon, bot deck the rest. Then Evo into Elijahmon for 2 and raising to choke Chris back to 1. 2 can play that game. Alright, he stays in the back. Plays the Dual Tamer for 5, gives me 4, and then Wormmon bounces back to my hand from Davison Kin. I promote Elijahmon, trigger Davison Kin, play Vmon, Scourge top 3. Add the Wormmon, bot deck the rest. Then Evo into XV for 2, tap Davison Kin, no reason not to, gain a memory. Swing security 6k from Elijahmon, draw, survive. I was really hoping to rip a Pyojamon off of that swing, that's why I did it. And if he died, I could Digivolve into another Elijahmon and draw another card. So I do DNA into Dino B, gain a memory off XV. Swing security, draw from Vmon again. Survive, I have jamming now. And I really want a Magna-X here. Play Wormmon, Scourge top 3. No Magna-X, Sag. Add the Vmon. And I just Evo into Togemogu. Chris goes to 3 from his memory setter, and I just hope for the best. He promotes, gains memory, draws 1 from Yuji. So Chris attacks into Dino B, triggers Genryumon's effect, Evos into Hisuryumon, however you say it, for 3. He gains security attack +1 and 5000 DP. Doesn't have anything to play in his breeding area. He taps the Dual Tamer to Evo again. Evos into Orumon for 2 memory, and then he draws off of the Doraemon. De-evos my Togemogumon, 20k piercing, 2 checks. Unfortunate, so checks top card and blows up the Wormmon and then checks another. Sadly beats over both big Digimon and my security. I'm at 1, hatch Demi V, I trigger Davison Kin. Play Wormmon for free, trigger Wormmon effect. Evo into Togemogu for 1 memory. Tap Davison Kin, because why not? Gain a memory. Evo into Vmon and raising. Then play a Scramble, and then he goes to 3 from his setter. Everything unsuspends. I would have played the other Davison Kin, but I don't have another rookie in my hand, so I would hope to top deck one. Chris hatches the Doraemon. Swing security. Draws 13k, 1 check. Togemogu will strip the top source, and then I'll block and Armor Purge. That's why I did that. And then he plays Genryumon. Wormmon goes back to my hand. I scramble. Gonna put Magna-X on top and play Vmon out. And then unsuspend, draw, promote. Trigger Davison Kin. Play Worm, trigger Worm. Evo the Vmon and Elijahmon for 0. It gets reduced by Worm and itself. Evo XV for 2, go to 0. Then I'm going to DNA into Pyojamon, gain a memory from XV, tap Davison Kin, strip all 3 of his sources, gain another memory, and then suspend and stun everybody with Pyojamon's effect. And unfortunately I can't risk swinging into him because Alphamon steals turn on me as much as I want to. So Evo into Medieval for 3, suspend Wormmon because why not, blow up the Orumon, and then Vortex into the Genryumon and draw 1 from Vmon. And then his turn at 3. He draws. Him not seeing another rookie this game has really helped out because he was way ahead of me. So he plays Alphamon, or you can Ace for 9 memory, minus his 15k on my Medieval. I partition out my XV and my Elijahmon. Wormmon goes back to hand, then I unsuspend, draw for turn, hatch Demi V. Trigger Davison Kin, play Worm, Scourge top 3, add the Pyojamon. And Chris scoops it up. There's not really much he's going to be able to do there. I'm probably just going to kill him on that turn. So we do take game 1. By the way, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And if you're interested in my Magna-X DNA deck profile, link for that in the pinned comment below. And if you're interested in access to exclusive videos as well as other channel perks, consider becoming a channel member. The join button or the subscribe button used to be if you're already subscribed. Alright, Chris chooses to go first for game 2. Hatches Doraemon. Evos into Dorumon. Then plays Fellowship for 3. Gets a Scourge on. Adds the Alphamon and top decks the rest. Alright, I draw Hatchidemi V. Evo into Wormmon. And then play Davis, choke him to 1, Scourge top 3, max value, double Pyojamon. I will take that. Thank you. Very cool. Alright, Chris stays in the back. Plays the Dual Tamer, sets me to 4. So I stay in the back as well. Evo into Togemogu for 2. And then play another Davis. I need an XV. There he is. Add XV and Togemogu, max value. And Chris's turn at 3 from his setter. He does promote. Evos into Ginryumon. Swing Security triggers Ginryumon's effect to Evo into Hisuiarumon. Gains 5k, security attack +1. He doesn't have anything to play in his breeding area though, unfortunately. Triggers the Dual Tamer to Evo again. Evo's into Alpha for 2 memory. Dual Tamer reduces it by 1. Then he recovers, and now he would draw off of the Doraemon. And this is before we got a hold of the promo Doraemon, if you guys are wondering why he's not playing the promo. So it's 2 checks and options don't activate. And then my turn at 4. Honestly, what I should do here is I should just slam Alphamon or you can Ace for 9 memory, give him 5, and minus his Alphamon by 15,000 DP into the end of his turn. Because he would just die at the start of his turn. So this is a misplay. I think I'm too hyper-focused on trying to Wombo combo him. I have the out. Just pay 9 memory. He's dead. So I promote, hard drop XV for 4, and then DNA to Pyojamon, gain memory from XV, and then stun his board until the end of his turn. And honestly, now that I've done this, I probably should just swing out and see if he has the or you can Ace, because his hand is small right now. So like he'd have to have Orumon and Ace in order to combat this. And it wouldn't be the end of the world. He would trash a security, steal turn, but I would have partitioned out 2 dudes, and then he can swing 1 time next turn. So definitely too passive here, once I've decided not to Alphamon Ace him. So Evo into Magna X, gain 3k, gain immunity, so he's 16k immune AF. Alphamon does not unsuspend, thank you. Hatches Doraemon. Evo's into Ryutamon. Plays Fellowship for 3, Scourges top 3. He adds the Ryutamon, bot decks the rest. Evo's into Ginryumon, and then I go to 3. Hatch Demi V. Magnax loses his immunity for the moment. And even this point, I Evo into Wormmon. If hard slamming Alphamon or you can Ace isn't even that bad. It gives him 6 memory, but what's he gonna do? I swing security, dare him to Ace me. Unfortunately, he does have it. Blast Evo's into or you can Ace, minus 15, and then he will recover and trash my top security card. Then gains 3 memory, and then I partition. So I DNA into Pyojamon, gain memory from XV. So I swing security, suspend his Alphamon or you can Ace, check a Fellowship, gross. So he plays Ryutamon. His board is stunned now, so his Alphamon isn't going to unsuspend, which is cool. And I just play Davis and Ken, hope for the best, be gentle. If I had had a Medieval Gallantmon in my hand that turn, it would have been pretty nice. Sag. So he does promote. He Evos into Raptordramon for 1 memory, triggers the effect, plays another Dual Tamer. Swing Security, triggers Ginryumon's effect. Evos into Hisuiarumon. Gains 5k, security attack +1. Taps the Dual Tamer. Evos into Orumon for 2 memory. De-evos by 2 stages. Draws off of the Doraemon. Then 2 checks. Blows up the Togemogumon, gains 3 memory, and then swings for game. So he does take game 2 to force a game 3. Alright, I choose to go first for game 3, obviously. Hatch Demi V. Evo into Wormmon. And play Vmon, Scourge top 3. Add Vmon, bot deck the rest. He hatches Doraemon, evos into Ryudomon. Plays Fellowship, Scourges top 3. Adds the Hisaryumon. Bot decks the rest. Plays another Fellowship. God. Adds the Grademon. Bot decks the rest. My turn at 3. I stay in Raising, poke him for 1k, die. Play Vmon, Scourge top 3. Add the Vmon, bot deck the rest. I already have 2 Pyojimons in my hand, or I would have added that. And then Evo into Togemogu and Raising for 2. Chris's turn, he draws. Stays in Raising, plays Yuji, chokes me to 1. I promote, Evo into XV for 2, trigger end of turn, DNA into Pyojimon, get memory from XV. Swing security on suspend, jamming, 1 check. And right here, I'm definitely way too passive. I should just swing again, put him at 2 security. I need to run him down before he gets a chance to set up. I play Wormon, Scourge top 3. Add the Wormon, bot deck the rest. I did that because I'm hoping that he can't out my Pyojimon by just swinging over it, but I should just try to aggro him down. I think just being passive is a mistake. He promotes, gains memory, and draws a card off the Yuji. Alright, evos into Ginryumon for 1. Swing security, triggers Ginryumon's effect. Evos into Greatamon for 3, gains 5k and immunity. Doesn't have anything to play, triggers the Dual Tamer. Evos into Oryumon for 2. Oryumon de-evos my Pyojimon by 2 stages. And draws off the Doraemon, and then 1 check get big, and then blows up my Vmon when the check happens. Then my turn at 2. I draw. Hatch Demi V. Evo into V. And right here, I should just hard slam the Alphamon Oryuken Ace, give him 7 memory, out the Oryumon. I don't know what I was thinking here. Just force him to rebuild. Terrible. So if I was playing correctly, he would be at 2 security. I would be giving him 7 memory here, and he'd be forced to out an Alphamon Oryuken Ace. So I Evo into Togemogu for 2. And then play XV, end of turn, DNA into Pyojimon, gain a memory, and stun his board. So he can't unsuspend and attack me again. He hatches Dory, Evos into Ryudomon. Evos into Raptorjamon. And Evos into Hisaryumon, gives me 2. My turn. See, now if I out his Oryumon, the Fellowships will trigger, and he can promote and like basically warp Digivolve into a dude to replace it. Really annoying. And he has a redirection, is the only reason I'm not swinging. That and potentially getting Alpha to Ace, but I just play Davis for 4. Scourge top 3, add Magna. His turn at 3, just continue playing passively and poorly. He promotes, gains memory and draws a card off Yuji. He swings security, draws from the Doraemon. 15k, 1 check. Check happens, he blows up the Pyojimon. I partition out into XV and Togemogu. He swings with Hisaryumon, triggers the Dual Tamer. Evos into Alpha for 2, triggers Alpha's effect, recovers. We do have our first Chet here. So because he evoed into Alphamon, Alphamon is the most recent thing to happen. So it would activate first. So he would recover and then draw off the Doraemon. You can't Evo into Alphamon and then try to trigger Doraemon because Doraemon's not the most recent thing to happen. I just tell him don't worry about it. I tell him immediately that he shouldn't have done it that way, but it's not a big deal. That is a Chet though. So he does swing security with Alpha. I trigger Togemogu, strip his Hisaryumon, and then I will block and die. He plays Doraemon, Scourges, adds the Ace. That's really unfortunate. So now I know he has it in his hand. I promote. I Evo into Togemogu for 2. DNA into Pyojimon. Getting memory from XV. Suspend and stun his board. Medieval Gallantmon would have gone hard here, just saying. Now I can't risk swinging at him because I literally know he has an Alpha in his hand. I just Evo into Magna X, gain 3k, gain immunity, and then he goes 3 from his memory setter. Nothing on suspends. He hatches Doraemon. Evos into Ryudomon. Evos into Raptorjamon for 2. And then he plays a card I did not expect to see, Lapalis's Demon or whatever the hell that card's called, and taunts my Magna X. Did not expect that. That's really annoying. Then he goes into Raptor Dramon, and then my turn at 3. That is really unfortunate. So a hatch, Demi V, swing, draw from Vmon, 13k, 1 check. Obviously I'm going to get Blasty Vote here. He blasts into the Alpha. Minus his 15k, recovers, trashes my top security card, gains 3 memory. I trigger Partition, XV and Togemogu. Evo into Vmon and Raising. I don't have another Pyodramon, unfortunately. A DNA into Dino B, gain a memory. Suspend his Alphamon. Finally saw him at Evil, but his Alpha has a protection effect, unfortunately. Evo and a Medieval for 3. Trigger his effect. Attempt to pop the Alphamon or you can Ace. I mean, he has a protection effect. I'm not even sure why he's thinking about this. In my defense, I briefly forgot about the protection effect whenever I targeted his Alphamon or you can Ace. I should have popped the Alpha. At least I would have got a body off the field. And he trashes to protect it. And I can't really Vortex into him. I am 14k because I gained 3k off the Dino B. But he has a redirect on his Oryuken Ace. And I just get redirected into it and just die by battle. I really can't really do that, obviously. So, just pass turn. Alright, he does promote. We do have another Chet here. He forgets the Yuji to draw 1 and gain a memory. So he swings security, triggers the Oryumon to trash top security card. So he will gain 3 memory, Alphamon will minus me by 8k, and then he draws off the Doryumon. Then 1 check at Huge. Yep, nothing I can do about that. So he does take the match 2-1, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.